in this video, we're going to add the other two sides. So I'm going to start by generating a new 2D sketch. So start a 2D sketch by clicking that, going up to the top corner and selecting 2D sketch. We're going to zoom in and we want to put it onto this face here. Okay, so I'm going to select that face, zoom out a little bit and come in and have a look. Now, it's quite nice to select, if I've already got some points on there, I'm going to select those points using the project geometry button. I don't want to project cut edges. I think I'm just going to go for project geometry at the moment. So click that part there. And that little point, see when I hover over it, it can select that point there. So selected that point. I could also select the bottom point here as well. You know, I don't need to. What I actually need to do is select the very bottom point here as well, like that. Okay, now I can draw myself a rectangle from those points. So now I can come up to the rectangle tool and I should be able to now click on that top point, come over and it should just lock on. There you go, see it lock on to that bottom point there. There we go, make sure you get it on the point, and there it has now selected that point. If I press escape, you'll see that it's fully constrained, so it's locked onto those points that I originally projected using the project geometry tool. Now with that in place, we have something we can kind of finish our sketch, all right, and extrude that part. However, I want to be able to route out of that part as well. So I'm also going to select, I'm going to project geometry maybe this point here, and this point. Okay, and maybe I'll just do, no, that's good enough. That should be enough. It gives me the top and bottom of where I want to put my routed kind of joint. So now I can come up and select the rectangle tool. And if I zoom in on this area here, I can lock onto this line that I drew earlier. And if I bring it down, see how it now just locks on to where it's in line of the point I've just projected. So I can click once and I can bring that down, and can you see it will lock onto that area there. So if I zoom out like this and I come right back over to this side over here, I'm going to come onto this line here. I've projected that point down there, you see, so it will lock onto there and it will lock onto that height. You can see that's perfectly now 10 millimeters high and in line. So I can draw that, and if I escape, I can see 2 dimensions possibly needed. So why don't we dimension by clicking the top and the bottom just to make sure it's in place, and that should be 10. You can see now only 1 dimension needed. So maybe we need to just select that line, zoom out, okay, and we can come over and select the end line there, okay, not the inside part, and then click, and that says 3 to 8. Oh, that wasn't the dimension that was needed. So maybe it was a different one. We can obviously look it up here and see. It wants to know that one, how high it should be. Well, I'm not sure about that. We'll leave that for the moment. It shouldn't move. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to finish my sketch so we don't get bogged down with that for the minute and draw. So now I can extrude, and if I come over and I select this line here, it will select the whole lot and it will extrude it out for me. We are going to extrude this by 12 millimeters, which is the thickness of our material. We're going to make sure we press this button here, which is called New Solid. So I'm clicking a new solid. You can see the change in color. And I'm going to name this solid, should we call it side 3? Okay, so it's called side 3. It's coming out by 12 millimeters. It doesn't quite go to the end. That's intentional. That's how we're making them. And then it's going the right direction, so we don't need to change anything else, and I can click OK. The next thing that I'm going to do is just come around this way, and I want to see in here just this part. So I'm going to this routed kind of joint. So I'm going to open up my extrusion. Here it is, and I'm going to right click on that sketch tool and make it visible. And now I can see that area that I want to extrude. So I'm going to click on the extrude button again. I'm going to click on that rectangle. I'm going to make sure I click the cut now, and I'm going to, you can see it's going the wrong direction, so I'm going to change the direction. Now it's cutting in, but you can't see it cutting in because it thinks it's going to cut into this original side. So what I have to do is click on this one solid button and click here. Now it's selected 2 solids. I could really hold down Control and deselect that. I'm not sure it's going to work by deselecting, or I could clear everything here and just select that one. There we go. Now that's just selected the one side that I want to extrude. However, it's going in by 12 millimeters and I don't want that. I only want to go in by 4 millimeters. So once I've got that selected, I can now press OK, and that's now cut into that material on its own. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to mirror that around another edge. So there it is. We're going to now mirror it around the kind of following edge here. Now, I may not know the dimension of this, like I knew the width, but let's say I didn't know the dimension. What I can do is come up to my my plane, and I can select this mid plane between two planes. So I can select this button and I can zoom in and click on this side here once. Now I'm going to zoom out, I'm going to flip it around like that, and I'm going to select this side here like that. And can you see it's now put the mid plane perfectly in the middle for me. So now I can mirror around that mid plane. And if you really wanted to, again, you could come over, click on twice there, and we can go mirror plane and 2 like that. Okay, and then I know that's the second one. So now I go up to my mirror button here. Once again, make sure you mirror a solid, not a part or an individual feature, but a whole solid. Make sure it's becoming a new solid, and then select the actual solid this time, because we've got much more than one solid. So you have to come over, select the solid that you want to mirror, and then you're going to mirror it around this plane. So select mirror plane and click on this plane here, and we're going to add it onto the end there like that. Now, the only thing I know that I could have done more efficiently is I could have put the holes that were going to go into this this part here initially. So if I wanted to do that, you can kind of work out how to do that more efficiently now by just kind of having a look at this. So I would use the back button. Okay, there we go. I've taken that bit away. I'm going to go back to the area where my initial sketch was on here. And I should be able to open up that feature. So make it visible. There we go. And now I can come over to hole at the top. All right, I can come over and select that button there. Okay, so now that point there, I've selected the point. The next thing I want to do is I want to come over to here and select the solid. So I'm going to click on here and I'm going to select this solid. All right, it's now chosen a direction for me, which happens to be the wrong direction. So I'm going to come here, click on this direction. Now it isn't 4.5 this time. It's actually going to be a 2 millimeter pilot hole, something like that. Or it could be 2.5, and it's selecting 39, which is basically the width of this, which is 9 millimeters, and it's obviously remembered from a previous time, and we've gone in by 30 millimeters essentially. Actually, it's probably additional this part. If we want to go in 30 millimeters, we want to take this area off here, which is 4 mil. So we probably want to come in and select this and choose something like 34 millimeters, not 24, 34. Okay, now that has put a hole right in here, and if I wanted to see that, I could go to my view, I could come up to here, I could go to shaded with hidden edges, and there you go. You can see that little edge there. Even shaded wireframe with hidden edges would also show it. There it is. There's that hole that goes through. Okay, so I'm going to come back to shaded with edges, and I'm going to mirror that hole. So this time I'm going to go back to my 3D model, come up to mirror, and this time it is a feature. So I'm going to actually just select the hole that I mirrored. And then I'm going to select the mirror plane. So select this plane here. Let's see if it's done it. Has it come over and sort of started to draw that hole? Not sure. So I'm going to click on the solid and make sure it selects this solid, and then click OK. Now, hopefully, if we go back to view and select our wireframe with hidden edges, there's the hole on the other side as well. Okay, so I can now go back to my shaded with edges, come back to maybe my house view here, and then go back to 3D model, go back to mirror, come up. We're now going to select the solid, make sure it's a new solid, make sure we select the one that we want to do, click on mirror plane, click on this mirror plane, and that's now gone across to the other side as a part. The only thing that's left to do is to make sure up in our solid bodies we're named right. We've got side 1. This one didn't get named right, so we're just going to go to side 2. Okay, like that. That sounds good. Side 3 did, but because Mira doesn't usually give us an option for naming, we're just now going to put in side 4 like that. All right, and now we have got something that looks good. You can come up and you can right click on these planes and turn off the visibility if you want to, like this. Oh, what did I do there? I think I turned off the visibility of the part here. I think that was still selected, so put that back on. Let's select the plane. There you go, now it's selected. We should be able to turn off that visibility, right click on this one and turn off that visibility, come up to our sketch 1 and turn off the visibility of that as well. And I think it looks like there's still this sketch down here is still visible, sketch 2, turn that visibility off. Okay, make sure you save it at that point